They have good healthcare, good educational system, and the people are generally a lot less religious than people in America. Sweden is one of the probably the least religious country in the world, and it's also one of the happiest countries, one of the richest countries, one of the countries.
Why aren't you living in Sweden? No, I always notice atheists never move to Sweden. They always talk about how great it is. And
I'm a student, Shock. I don't have the money to move to Sweden.
Why aren't you atheists in Sweden if it's so wonderful?
I would if I could. I don't have the money. I'm a student. But Sweden does have the highest rates of happiness.
I gotta back that up. Sweden, I've heard, is really bad.
I can send you a donkey. Oh, go ahead, Blue. I'm sorry. I didn't catch that.
Sweden is one of the richest countries, one of the happiest countries, and it's also the least religious country. Low crime rates. Basically, it is one of the best countries in the world right now. And you find that a lot of the more Christian countries, Uganda, a lot of places in Africa, America, aren't doing so well at the moment. And you're saying Christianity is kicking atheism's arse? Are you joking? I can't believe you're actually serious when
Yes,
the more atheistic countries are
Worldwide.
much superior. When I say that, superior as in happier, richer, better healthcare, better crime rates.
I can't believe you're serious. How could you make a statement like that? Atheism obviously kicks Christianity's butt.
No, we gotta worry about as Christians, as a Christian world, we gotta worry about Muslims, because they really are trying to take control.
Yeah, seriously, I think that was Jesus saves. You atheists are going to need us Christians. We're going to all need each other because it is the Christians, as you notice, you're in here and you guys have tolerance for me, I have tolerance for you, and we tease each other, but we don't kill each other. And I think atheists, they're, you can be thrown into a den of lambs like you are now in this chat room, and you notice we joke around and we really love you guys, but the Muslims, they love us, but they just get a little choppy with their knives. And I am so surprised. I'm like, why are the atheists, I don't mean you guys, but the atheist movement is so anti-Christian. And I'm like, why are they so anti-Christian when Christianity does so much good things for the world? Some of the best scientists, by the way, came from the West. Almost all of them.
Christians, the Muslims, we really need to activate, literally, the Christian army. We are Christian soldiers to literally get rid of these people. They're teaching false prophet. They're teaching lies. We need to get rid of them.
Shock,
The problem, and I think this is why... Go ahead, Blue. Go ahead, man.
Firstly, can I just say, after I'm done with this point, can you answer my point about the Scandinavian countries? But I'm going to say here, the reason we don't go after Muslims is because generally atheists don't live in Muslim countries. We're not suppressed by the Islam religion. We live in the more Christian countries.
The UK?
There are a lot of more Christians.
You guys have Sharia law in the UK. You should be the worst.
Sharia law in UK? Are you serious? Did you actually just say Sharia law is in the UK? Are you actually joking me? Did you actually just say...
Your next breath.
You actually just said Sharia law is in the UK? Oh my god.
You should.
Oh my god.
Find yourself with the Christians. We all need to get the Christian army out there and get rid of them.
You just said on my duty. I thought you didn't believe that.
Jesus Saves just said that Sharia law is in
It's a
England.
cultural thing. That's
That-
like saying God bless you after you sneeze. It's just a cultural thing.
We say it a lot in the UK. We're about I'd say about 40% atheist in the UK. But again, atheists live.
You're about 3 days away from having literal Sharia law.
No, we're not. No, we are not. What do you know about English politics? I live in Britain, and your statements are completely unfounded.
Hey, Blue. Can
Yes?
I ask you a question about Britain?
What do you really
Sure.
When you're done?
Sure, ask me a question.
I have a friend of mine that comes in here on YouTube, and he's from the UK, and he says, hey, he's a Christian, but he says that the UK, there's like cameras, and I love the UK. I know you guys were both allies, military allies, but he said there's like, you guys are now the most surveilled country practically. There's like cameras all over the darn place.
Firstly, I'd like to say, Shock, come to England, I'll buy you a beer. I don't care whose side you're on, I'll buy you a beer, but
Alright, I'll be there.
But London is heavily surveyed by
Can we stop
security.
by Richard Dawkins' place? I'm going to knock on Richard Dawkins' door in a Santa Claus outfit and say, hey, God sent...
I won't be there, I'll just be in the pub. I'll wait there for you. But
So you should tell him that God sent him off a cocktail, because really, Richard Dawkins should be gone. The Christian army should really take care of that man too.
anyway, Shock, I think London's the most heavily surveyed place in Britain. I think it. Where's your friend from YouTube from? Is he from London or Manchester or Birmingham? One of the major cities.
Not, no, what's the other major city?
Liverpool,
it's not the tip of my
Manchester.
tongue. It's not the ones you mentioned.
Those are the major cities in England. I come from Plymouth, Newcastle, Leeds, Manchester. But apart from the main cities, then no, it's not completely surveyed. I mean, I'm in a city right now. I'm in Bangor. It's not really surveyed at all.
Well, I do believe, and by the way, I don't have to approve you to get on the mic. Whoever said that, you just pop on.
This is Jesus says here, I was wondering how many Christians we got and how many atheists today.
Soldier of GOD 40.
Oh, and
Jesus saves. You know how the atheists, I'm like their idol. I'm like their bozo bot bag.
oh, Shock, can you answer my Scandinavia point, please? Just going back to that.
Yeah. You know, I've looked at a lot of these atheist countries, and hold on, guys. And they're very small countries compared to the U.S. And what I've noticed too in a lot of the atheist countries, women are prostituted behind glass. Now I know you atheists probably would like that.
May I have an example?
But,
May I have an example? Source?
women are prostituted behind glass because a lot of it is legal prostitution. You can go to a lot of the atheist countries that are European countries where the church is dead. But regardless of that, why would I be happy that they're going to hell? Why would I be happy?
Shock,
Why would
Shock.
I be happy that
Sin against God.
that atheist guy in Arizona that murdered all those people? I'm not happy that guy's going to go to hell unless he repents. But here's the thing that's really scary. You don't have to go ahead and murder someone to fall short of God's standard. And now, since you guys are here, give me about a minute. When you research God, and you research God, and Dinesh D'Souza talks about this, you have all these religions, atheism also, and they work. Atheism basically puts the person's head in the sand and denies that they sin. Then you have religion that says, look, it is obvious that we sin. So they create like a ladder.
Sound person.
To try to achieve this, divine. This is a jump for you guys are trying to make, but it's not gonna happen. And Jesus Christ came and he died, and I'm totally honest here. If I believe Jesus didn't live in the flesh and he didn't rise, I would be a Christian. I've looked at the proof and evidence of that, and I've compared it to the lack of proof and madness of atheism, and I am totally justified to choose Christianity. you guys have seen the contradictions of atheism and all this other stuff, but I gotta see proof and evidence if I'm going to go ahead and choose a worldview. Now, another thing too, Blue, and this is what I don't get, man. When you die, you just believe that there's nothing else, right? You believe there's no hell, there's no heaven, there's nothing. Now, what do you feel about Jesus Christ saying, hey, look, there is a hell. There's a hell. And why would you trust someone else over Jesus Christ? If you look at, let's say, Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens, any of these nuts, and you look at their life, Richard Dawkins, who's been divorced like 2 or 3 times, even his wives can't stand him. If you look at their lives, but then you look at what Jesus taught, you're going to have a lot more respect for what Jesus taught. The guy was and is awesome. No one ever taught like how he taught. No one ever spoke like how he spoke. Muhammad was a man. He died, he stayed dead. Buddha, Hinduism, Shintoism, Richard Dawkins, all of them are going to die. They're all just sinful men. They've died and they stayed dead.
Juggernaut.
Hello, can people hear me? Shock, are you there? I will ask, I think the reason we're getting lag is because a lot of people are trying to get on air at the same time. So I think how we should operate this is if we should ask Shock of God on the chat room if we can talk.
No, reject it. Second of all,
Hello?
go ahead, leave.
God, what an only savior of humanity.
Dragon King 700.
Shock of God, are you there? Hello? Is anyone here?
That meteoric dragon.
Too many people logging in. Too much lag. Hello, can anyone hear Blue Juggernaut? I'm here.
I didn't do anything to your mic, man, honest to God.
You can only hear partial sentences from everybody. You guys just keep dropping out.
Shock of God, can I answer your question? I think, Shock of God, you asked me... I can't hear anyone.
Caught him.
Reminds me of 1980s cell phone conversation. You really use the same name on here as you do on your
anybody hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Now we hear you, man, loud and clear.
Now, but apparently nobody can hear me.
I can hear you. Be very quiet. Shock of God, are you there?
Okay, we're just having a little bit of trouble with them.
Are you there, Shock of God? I'm ready to answer your point. Shock, can you hear me? You're still in the chat room.
Anonymous.
I'm really not sure if Shock can hear us.
I have a question about your atheism promotes slavery video. Just a
Can I
Yes!
can I finish my point with Shock of God
I
first?
can't wait to yap about that.
you know, before the Civil War, a slave.
Dragon King 700.
Owners used the Bible to help justify slavery.
Expert being.
Well, I don't know if he's talking, and I'm probably cutting out, but yeah, what happens is it's going to get really crowded in here too, because around this time people start popping in. But we know that Christianity goes ahead and proves that atheism is not true, and we know that Christianity free. The slaves. It was the Christians that did it.
Shock, can you hear me? Shock of God, can you hear me? The problem seems to be when people
Where both sides were Christian at the time, just set for views and think about slavery.
Lincoln was a Christian. Lincoln was a Christian. He was an atheist in his younger years, and then I believe after his son died, he became a Christian. So
Mad Lady Orange Dragon.
Lincoln was an atheist, and they have his historic writings where he totally was into God, but he wasn't a Christian in the beginning. He was an atheist, and then if memory serves me correctly, his son died, and then he became a Christian.
Actually, that's incorrect. His biographer, Ron Hill Landis, said Mr. Lincoln did not, to my knowledge, in any way change his religious ideas, opinions, or beliefs from the time he left Springfield to the day of his death. I do not know just what they were, never having heard him explain them in detail, but I am very sure he gave no outward indications of his mind having undergone any change in that regard while here.
No, it's all crap. Just go to Wikipedia.
That was his biographer.
And about what you said about atheism,
Wikipedia, yeah.
when he's kind of heckling up somebody and, you know, just saying, oh, your sin, you'll be carrying that to the end. I think there's kind of a big difference between an actual slave and what you say atheism does.
Atheism makes
Well,
slaves
I'm not.
There's no proof that Hitler was an atheist.
Can we not revert to Hitler, please? I mean, I think we've all had enough of the Hitler
Point out all
arguments.
types of things of Hitler talking. Yeah, he was. They found that in the Nuremberg trial, they found out that he was. He hated Christians. But
He
when he
believed
slavery,
that
the guy
there was a
slavery
God,
was
but he just thought he was higher than
When I-
God.
He was like Obama. You know how Obama acts like he's a Christian, and then
Obama?
he really mocks the Bible and all this other stuff. They just use they use
In his
people
book,
of
Mein
faith
Kampf,
to try to get
he
their
said,
votes.
"I am convinced that I
I think it's kind of a far stretch
of our
comparing
Creator.
Hitler to
By fighting
Obama.
off the
Yeah,
Jews, I
that
am
was
doing
before-
the Lord's work."
Yeah, that was before. That was before. Look at a video. Let me see if I can pull it up here. But look for a video called "Proof Hitler Was Atheist." Let me see. But can I answer this guy's slavery question real quick?
Go ahead.
And then I'll show you the proof Hitler was atheist video. What I was doing in my video, it doesn't matter what I say. I never do videos saying, "Oh, my opinion is this or that." I was just quoting what Jesus said. Jesus said atheists are
Hitler wasn't an atheist though, because
He said if you
he like just wanted to eliminate the Jews. He felt their religion was wrong.
And it was. They weren't.
He felt that people's priorities should be about their country first, and then they should just worry about religion when they die, basically. Like,
A lot of Americans.
You're not going to like this atheist, but
You notice that in a statement, Christopher Hitchens.
but I've seen this video. That doesn't prove anything.
Can you hear me, Shock of God? I've been trying to get through to everyone, but it seems that my thing's really laggy.
You can like show us videos. That is so sweet.
Can you hear me, anyone? Hello, can you hear me? Shock, anyone? Soldier of God, Shock. Hello?
Look at this video.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? Hello? Shock of God. Why can't anyone hear me? Are you all done? Can no one hear me? Because I seem to be struggling.
And by the way, guys, Link was an atheist. I'm not disputing that, but he became Christian. There was a newspaper correspondent editor that would write what the president's saying, Noah Brooks. He said, after that, longtime friend and newspaper correspondent said, I've had many conversations with Mr. Lincoln which were more or less of a religious character, and while I never tried to draw anything like a statement of his views from him, Yet he freely expressed himself to me as having a hope of a blessed immortality through Jesus Christ. Lincoln said that he had found the peace that he had eluded him all of his life.
Can anyone hear me?
There's a zillion. I mean, just look at his writings. It's not the writing of an atheist. It's definitely not someone that's rejecting God. But anyway,
Lincoln freed the slaves because he was a Christian.
well, what?
Shock. No one seems to be able to hear me.
I'm reading the history of NEC. What happens is he goes to see all the hold on a second. I gotta get rid of this pop-up.
Shock, can you hear me?
I hate to interrupt here, but I'm not trying to exactly make an argument here with you, but I actually heard that there was a study that said you might have been a homosexual. Not saying anything wrong with being gay or... Okay.
Are you kidding me? Nothing wrong with being gay. It's a blasphemy of God.
Can anyone hear me? Please, can someone answer?
How's that wrong?
What's really so wrong about it?
It's a blasphemy. God himself in the Bible, written in his word, said it is a blasphemy against him. Homosexuality.
Howard.
What makes it a blasphemy?
The Bible makes it a blasphemy.
Do you believe that it's natural?
God.
What makes you think that any atheist in this room would take the Bible seriously as evidence? We need more to...
Juggernaut. Caught him.
I saw. Pretty hot looking Yugo on my way home.
I got it.
Hello?
All I'm saying is that there's no harm from homosexuality. No.
Okay, if it's natural, then riddle me this. We get 100 women and we put them on an island. In a couple hundred years we go back, the island is desolate. No one's there because they can't reproduce. It's dead. It's just a dead island. Tumbleweeds are blowing by. So we try the same thing with just 100 men. We put 100 men on a deserted island. We go back to 200 years. It's dead, desolate. However, if you put 100 women and 100...
How do you know though? Manny Walsh.
If you put 100 women and 100 men on an island, you will have life and life more abundantly. You guys should go to my site, ShockofGod.net, and click where it says dangerous diseases of the homosexual lifestyle.
That depends on the resources of the island.
You tell me how's the man going to create life?
Women cannot create life without men. That's the way it is. Jesus, our Lord, told us this. And this is the way it is. Men procreate women, so the
Just because it's impractical doesn't mean it's immoral. Maybe you're Lord, not my Lord.
Homosexuality isn't a choice, though.
Homosexuality is 100% a choice. It's a choice because the devil, Lucifer,
When did you choose to love women?
it's bullshit.
When did you choose to love women?
Language.
I knew when we started talking about atheism, we wouldn't be far from homosexuality, because atheism and homosexuality go hand in hand.
Shock, you still haven't answered my point about the
Actually,
Swedish thing.
we were talking about Lincoln. It has nothing to do with atheism.
Oh, I believe I'm not happy about the Swedes wanting to go to hell. I think they'd be better off being Christians and not going to hell.
Shock, what do you think about the point that the more...
Add on to that, Japan also has a pretty high atheism rate, and they're doing pretty well.
What do you think about all these atheistic countries doing much better than Christian countries, economically, socially?
Catch what Jesus said, said.
Japan is making underage videos of girls in bikinis and thongs and all kinds of totally evil attire.
That's not answering the point, though.
Talking about like child pornography, yeah, that's bad. I'll agree with you there, but that child pornography is all over the world, unfortunately.
We're talking about economic and social issues. The more atheist countries are better off in economic and social concepts. They're much better off. How do you explain that by saying that?
You guys are all going to the same place and you're done.
I can't hear you, sorry.
Hey, Aaron, speak up a little.
We can't hear you. What was your point? Can you type it instead, because we can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now perfectly.
Oh yeah.
What I was just saying was, America, economically, socially, and politically, is at the top of the chain, and we happen to live Christianity.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
China used to be
It is not. It is nowhere near the top.
We are a Christian nation, and everybody else is not as good as us. We simply are the best nation under God.
We're a nation that contains Christians.
You are not the best nation. You've just had a shooting of a congresswoman.
The United States has the best military. The United States has the best military in the world.
We spend the most
And
for our
that's how
military,
I
but
read it.
it's debatable if we have the best.
Iceland doesn't have a military. That's a better position. That means they aren't
Yes, I feel
fighting.
real safe over there.
That means they aren't
I don't
fighting.
want to live in a country that has no military. I might as well go to Mexico.
I think
I just have one question. What does all this have to do with God?
I don't know. How did we get into this, by the way? Oh, we were talking about how atheism in places like Sweden and Iceland.
He's right, Joe. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask my next.
Have nothing to do with stupid and foolish arguments because they only have the right.
It's in the Bible that God has a plan for everyone, right?
Amen, brother.
Is that correct?
What passage is
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Point out that passage.
Yeah.
I can't really tell you anything about passages or that stuff in the Bible. That's what I'm not good at, but I do know that
Well,
God has a plan
If
for
you're going to
everyone.
quote the Bible,
At least the Christians believe that God has a plan for us.
Well, look, anyway, it says God has a plan for everyone, right?
since you're quoting from the Bible, no, quote the passage. Go ahead and get it. We'll wait. I'm sure you got a Bible. You can dust off around there. Go get the Bible and find the passage. Or do you need my help?
I'll look up the passage.
You're an atheist.
Shock.
I'm really gonna keep stalling like this,
Sure.
so I can't ask you my question.
Can I just ask quickly, Shock, for your source and the fact
Why
that...
can we watch the language?
Can I just ask, Shock, that you provide the source for prostitutes being sold in, I think it's
I did.
Sweden, you said?
Stop. I know you don't care.
Shock claimed that prostitutes were being sold behind glass in Scandinavian countries. I would like him to please provide that source.
An atheist in the countries where they're more atheists. Yeah, you go to my site. I have the actual audio of it. You go here. Don't go now, but go here and click where it says. I'm not talking because I get feedback on type.
Well, in countries where prostitution is illegal, yeah, more of the times it's bad because the prostitutes are, and from what I hear, brought into it by drugs and all that stuff. But prostitution where it's legal are just basically just jobs, like, you know, nothing really dangerous about it from what I hear.
Right. But you atheists, you don't see anything wrong with prostitution, right?
I'm not exactly an atheist, I would say. I'm just don't really know anything to believe. I don't think I really believe in the whole.
I would say it's a more Republican position to say that prostitution is all right to be legal.
That's called skeptic, and that would be what I am too.
Republicans are for less government and all that. So according to them, prostitution should be legal because bigger government would stop prostitution.
And this is why liberals should never be in office, because that's how liberals think. Let me give you an example.
Republicans stand for individual freedom. Republicans stand for individual freedom, so individuals should be allowed to are free to be prostitutes.
The liberals
Surely.
and the conservatives are the big problem with America. They keep on arguing over what to do, so they'll never get anything done.
Republicans do not stand for individual freedom.
That's what they claim to stand for. Well, they stand for it when it fits their own game.
Have the freedom to believe in what we believe.
I have a question for the atheists, for all you guys here. Since
Sure.
Do all of you atheists, and I mean this, Blue, you've known me a long time, and you and I always joke around with each other, so sometimes I say things I don't mean it to come off offensive, but do you atheists believe that you have any purpose to life, since when you die, you just go into the dirt and you're worm food? What is your...
I believe that life is worth living. I believe that since this is the only life I will probably have, that I should live it to the full, and I should enjoy it while I can. I should do my best for society. I can.
What do you mean, like,
It
purpose
actually
to
says on
life? What do you
Wikipedia, I can read it.
Can
Yeah, like, why are you here? Okay, go ahead, I'll hop off the mic and you guys, what's your purpose in
my
life?
life is to find out what happens. You live here, live, and
Do you agree with Katsum Aki? What do you type?
don't think anyone can hear me.
Life's what you make of it. And I got a question. Oh, sorry. Sorry if I sound like I'm repeating myself and talking really fast because of the lag. I've actually got a question. What is a lion's purpose in life? What is a bee's purpose in life? What is any...
Exactly the same purpose in life as we have, to contribute.
quote-unquote created
All
by God?
right, the big gun, ladies and gentlemen, Pastor George.
Is Pastor George here?
Glorify God. I believe everything is for God's glory.
Would you say
That's
that?
what I'm here for.
Would you say that an animal's life is for
When I
God's
was an
glory?
atheist, I was like, what is the purpose? And it all made sense to me one day. I was like, it's to glorify God. I got it.
Is it not to contribute to
It makes
society?
sense now. Everything falls into place.
Why does there have to be a purpose?
So wars are for God?
If it's a just war, if God says, look, you're going to go wipe out the Amalekites, go wipe them out. God is the author and creator of life. He has the right to give it and take it away. Now, I don't have, neither do you have the right to go over my house and kill me. But since God is the author and creator of life, He has the right to give it. And like, if God wants to take my life, that's His right.
Shock. You said He sent them out to destroy the Amalekites or something like that. Firstly, can you hear me?
God is
Maybe
Shock, I want to answer you.
Howard atheist.
Bloody hell. Can anyone hear me? People in chat, can you hear me?
I can't beat him in an arm wrestle, but no, I will beat.
What? My parents created
The atheists. They're actually being very so that's what I would say this for peace of life.
How do you measure what the number one country
You're
is?
not talking. It's not that hard.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear me. We would talk about purposes in life, weren't we? And then ShockofGod said something about God sending out his people to destroy the Amalekites. Why does he have to get other people to do his job? Why doesn't... Because he's almighty, why doesn't he just destroy them himself and stop his own people from being killed? That's why I asked that quickly. Why does God have to get people to do his jobs for him when he's the
That's
apparent
easy.
almighty?
He is going to do that. If you read the Bible,
If you don't,
Yeah, well, like Shock's saying, he is going to do that, and he has done that with like Sodom and Gomorrah. You read Sodom and Gomorrah, he diminished it with fire and brimstone.
So why doesn't he do that in all cases
God,
then?
The reason he sends out other, because he wants to test people's ability to trust him, and he wants.
why didn't God just snap his fingers
By
and tell the
killing them?
Amalekites just
Testing them by killing them?
Howard atheist.
He's testing them by killing them.
Because it's all part of his plan to have.
I can answer it. Here's the thing.
He's
Lord
not
Range,
asking anybody to
he
kill
has
anybody
so much-
ever since Jesus came back.
Sorry, Shock of God, you were talking?
The flag.
Shock? Listening. Were you saying something?
Yeah, I forgot what we were talking about.
First, I want to ask the question: what do you guys think defines good or
talking
bad?
about,
What
like-
gets you in heaven and what does not?
What gets you into heaven? Well, according to Shock of God, it's repentance, isn't it? Shock?
I have a problem with this theory of hell.
What gets you into heaven is.
Well, just do what I did and choose not to go there. Solve problem solved.
Yeah, that too.
Do I need a map or something?
Well, I mean, it's like there's been very like bad people in the history of the earth, but I don't think anybody, if there was a hell that exists, deserves to be burned for the rest of eternity.
Shock, doesn't Nephilim 3 that...
I'm not really worried about hell because I'm not going there.
doesn't
But
Nephilim 3 believe
if you're
there's...
worrying about hell, I would really maybe read the Bible.
Doesn't Nephilim 3 say that there
I'm
isn't
not
hell?
worrying about it, I'm just questioning the theory of it.
Nephilim 3 says that there isn't a hell, doesn't he? Shock?
Oh, you said you were really worried about it.
Shock, can you hear me?
No, I said I had a question about it.
Shock, can you hear me?
Jesus saves here.
Do you believe hell exists?
I can save myself.
I'm talking to a real wise or a real guy. Do you believe hell exists?
A really cool guy, and probably not, no.
Well, then let's not talk about hell. If you don't believe it exists, then, that's off the table. You guys want me to talk about
The
something
whole
that
point of you debating
Now, a
atheists
real
is
cool
like,
guy.
so the atheists
You
try
said-
to prove that God isn't real, and you try to prove that God is real, so we're kind of debating. It's the whole point of,
No,
You
no.
know,
Actually, it's already been proven. Actually, 95%,
The point of
95, 90. Listen,
apologetics.
the burden of proof is totally on the atheists, since over 95% of the world already believes that God exists.
Shock, can I just ask quick...
The theists won.
Shock,
95%, I don't believe 95%. Oh, there's a lot of atheists
Believe it
here.
for it to be true. I have a
is Shock of God's left?
book, and I can open it and show you that that's
Shock of
right.
God's left. I just want to
Why
ask...
is the burden of proof on atheists? Shock, can you please
Shock the door.
Shock, I want to ask you a quick question about Nephilim 3.
Can we do one mic at a time, please? Double following all of it.
I've never seen a god. You guys are fucking retarded.
I just want to ask you a quick question to Shock about Nephilim 3.
Part of your proof that Christianity is true just because there's so many people that believe there's a God. Well,
Guys, can I speak for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Shock. Why do atheists have the burden of proof?
They don't.
Sorry.
People who believe in mystical fucking talking snakes have the burden of proof. You think the world was born by a 2,000-year-old dead zombie carpenter who gave fucking 2 goddamn nudists bad dietary advice? Are you freaking kidding me?
Did I ask you? Asking
who's
Shock.
talking?
Shock.
I don't
Why
give a
do
fuck who you
atheists
ask,
have...
motherfucker.
I am.
This is
Hell.
ridiculous. Look at your computer screen right now. Do you see a fucking god? Has God
Now the obvious
Someone
guy.
take him out or block
Asking
him.
about
I'm an
Something. That's
atheist, dude.
ridiculous.
I was just
Knock it
addressing
off.
Shock.
Hey, why don't
You're
you
butting in
kiss my
while I'm
ass?
trying to talk to
Hey,
Shock.
2012. We'll see what happens. Me and the rest of my atheists are gonna go ahead and rapture you motherfuckers.
I'm an atheist too, man. You just interrupted me, so I was addressing your rudeness. Can you please let me
Calm
talk to
down.
Shock?
What is wrong with you?
Okay, Shock. Why?
That's the reason I came here, because you guys all suck balls. You're actually talking about this stupid shit. I cannot believe
Can
this
I just
shit.
talk to
You're
Shock?
reading a fucking stupid book. A retarded fucking book. And you, oh my god, does it really fucking exist? No. Look in your own life. Look. You stupid motherfuckers.
Chill.
That does not happen.
Shock, can I ask you a question
Dude,
about...
I completely agree with everything you say. Can I please ask my guy?
See,
I was like,
most of the
atheist,
time those guys
It's
are
probably out of bed.
Shock, can I ask you a question about Nephilim 3?
Hold on a second.
I'm not sure if ShockofGod can hear me.
Seriously, I just want to know who's talking.
We have such a bad lag here. Alright, Shock. Nephilim 3 doesn't believe in hell. I'm not sure if you know that. But he's told me several times that he doesn't believe in hell. And from what you're saying, you do believe in hell. Let's go... No, he doesn't believe in hell. He believes in a lake of fire where people are away from God. He doesn't believe in hell, he believes in a lake of fire. According to him, there's a difference. I've discussed this with him. You can probably find the video on my channel. Just quickly say what you believe hell to be, ShockofGod, and I'll go from there. Because I might be taking you... I might be getting it wrong. Can you just explain to me what your definition of hell is?
Okay, get off the mics, guys. Here's the thing. There's hell, and then there's also Gehenna. So, Nephilim 3 is correct in what he's saying, where he's saying, well, look, hell is not eternal. But Gehenna, which is another type of hell, they're both bad. You don't want to go to either one. Here's what Scripture says. When you go ahead and you die as atheist, eternal in that once you are judged on the judgment, you will stand what's called the white throne judgment. Then you are cast into Gehenna. So no one's arguing the point that you're separated from God forever. No one's arguing that. No one's arguing that hell, Gehenna, whatever you want to call it, is a bad place. Yeah, hey, Red Rocker. What some people believe, hell is eternal separation from God. Is that correct? It is. Some people believe that, because in Revelation it actually says that the people that follow the tormented in the presence of the Lamb forever. Does take the mark? Are they the ones that are tormented in the presence of the Lamb forever? It says that in Revelation. The Lamb is Jesus Christ. And then some people say, well, or is it just everybody that rejects God? But regardless of what people think on the Revelation question, there is Gehenna. And you can go to my website and but I want to tell you, you misquoted Nephilim 3. He didn't say there is no hell. He didn't say that. He said hell is not eternal. That's a misquote. I don't know if you dishonestly did that or you weren't sure. But he didn't say there is no hell. He said
what happens after
not
hell?
eternal.
Can I just address that?
Not eternal.
He has. I've talked to him on Skype.
Everyone agrees. Hold on a second. I talked to Nephilim 3 about this too. Everyone agrees that it's eternal separation. Listen, everyone agrees that it's eternal separation from God. And what my suggestion, and here's what cracks me up, is I notice the people that are really worried about hell that talk about it so much are the atheists. I don't think I had even one video, I don't think I do, on hell, because I'm not planning on going there. But it is the atheists that are obsessed with hell, I think because they're afraid of it. Now, Blue, can I ask you a question on the hell thing? And then actually every atheist here, let's forget about what I say. Let's even forget what everyone says. Let's look what Jesus says. Look what Jesus says. In John 3:14 and on, Jesus basically says that all atheists are condemned. But he says there's a way that they have a way out. Look what he said. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have
Dependable being. Splendid person.
But now watch. Hold on, let's see. Nephilim 3 is not condemned. I'm not condemned. We believe in Jesus Christ. You would be condemned, though. Watch what it says. It says, for he that believeth on him is not condemned. Nephilim 3 and I are saved. But he that believeth not is condemned already, present tense, my buckaroos, because he hath not believed in the throne of in the name of the only begotten Son of God. Now, Jesus even says, why they're condemned. He even gives us a reason why. That light has come into the world, and men love darkness. Homosexuality. Lots were evil. For everyone that does evil hates light, and everyone that cometh to light lest his deeds should be reproved. So my question for you, Blue, is this. What evil thing are you doing in your life that's holding you back from coming to Jesus Christ? There's got to be something in your life, all you atheists, because that's what Jesus is talking about. And what I problem, or if they're having sex, whatever it is, I can't come to Jesus Christ because I'm doing this. So what is in your life that's stopping you from coming to Christ? I don't get that. It doesn't make sense to me.
First, can I just say I missed about half of that, because every time someone joins the room or leaves the room, chat lags seriously, and it skips a bunch of your argument. I got your last bit where you asked me what's keeping me from Jesus Christ, and my honest answer, I just don't think there's any evidence. In the same way, I don't think there's any evidence for Muhammad being a prophet or the Buddhist religion being true.
But Blue, you haven't read the Bible, man. You've told me you've never read the Bible.
I've never read the Bible.
You said you've never read the Bible. You've admitted that to me. When are you going to get around to reading it?
I'm at university at the moment. It's
Come on, man. It's the least you can do out of this friendship that you and I have. I've read The God Delusion.
I will read the Bible. I will read the Bible. It'll take me a long time though. I'm at university. I've got exams and stuff like that. You understand? But I will read it. I will get around to reading it.
Hey, why don't we let the power atheist
Look,
ask his
you don't
question?
gotta read it.
I have a
Just
question. What
download
you're
it.
saying that like all atheists go to hell?
Yes, that's true. And Power Atheist is drunk. He's gonna
Well,
say something.
you know, the amazing atheist, like he seems like you know, he seems like a morally, if you believe in morally, a good guy and stuff. Like, he donates a lot to, like, charities.
No, he's not a good guy.
Donation channels.
He's not a good guy. He's not. The Amazing Atheist is a good guy.
He goes on a crazy rant.
He's controversial, put it that way.
He takes.
He donated a lot.
Ask the Amazing Atheist if he
I would
takes.
just like to ask the question, is hell...
You can't buy yourself into heaven, man. Otherwise, all poor people would. You know, you think you can actually buy salvation? Someone asked this to Jesus Christ, and also the disciples, and Peter said, "You know what? Your money perish with you." And he actually told them to repent. I'm not saying this to you personally, but there was a guy, he was actually a sorcerer. He was like a witch, and the guy had really strong power. He's in the Bible. You should read about Simon, and he was blown away by the power that these disciples had, and he said, "I want to buy it." And Peter basically almost got in his face and said, "Hey, you know what? Your money perished with you, dude. That you thought that you could buy the power of God." So this Oprah thing where you can just buy yourself in, it's just a bunch of crap. You know, he could donate money till he's blue in the face, it still doesn't solve his...
I'm not saying just the Amazing Atheist, I'm just saying there's a lot of good stuff.
There's no good atheists.
Shock, would you say I'll go to hell?
No one is good.
Would you say I'm not good?
There,
And
yeah, you will.
I'll go, and I
Yeah,
deserve to burn in hell.
The Bible says, correct, the Bible says all have fallen short of the glory of God. We've all sinned. I have sinned too. Now, the problem is you guys are looking at your standard of what is good. God's standard is absolute perfection. And ain't none of us in here perfect. I'm the honest one, willing to admit that I sinned. Now, Blue, and are you guys willing to admit that you've lied and you've done bad things in your life?
Of course, I think everyone has.
I've done good things in my life too.
Okay, well see,
Hey,
God's
expert,
standard
do you
is
want to
absolute
say something?
perfection.
Because that expert reading wants to say something. Hey, expert, say something.
I want to know what you guys define heaven as. Like, you guys always say, yeah, it's a good place where you go after death, but you never explain what it is in any way,
Dude,
shape, or form.
read the Bible. Read the Bible, man. I'm not going to do your studying for you. You guys got to put the Twinkies down or quit looking at porn and go read the
It
Bible.
still doesn't say
Look,
anywhere in the
you can
Bible what you do in heaven.
You can go ahead. It says it.
The Bible
Expert, have you read the Bible?
It says,
Expert, have you read the
There's kind of
Bible?
a difference between reading the Bible and
actually,
reading
yes,
the
I
God
have the
delusion.
Bible right
Expert,
here.
have you read the Bible? He hasn't read it. So, you know what?
I have the Bible right here.
You know what happens?
Actually, the Bible says that no one except Jesus.
You know what cracks me up?
I'm glad you know what I've done and what I haven't done.
I know you haven't, or you wouldn't be asking that question. Be honest, have you read the entire Bible? Be honest, have you read the entire Bible?
Not completely. I don't
Have you
think
read the
any
It's like when you say you guys should go
covers
read the
the
Bible,
cover.
you're just trying to get up answering a question.
If the question is one question and you guys aren't really serious about it, you know, I'm all for like a logical discussion, but when you guys are so lazy that you won't read the Bible, the #1 book in the world, you know what that shows me, guys? It shows your bias. It shows you're afraid of something. What are you guys afraid of?
Shock, I've never read the God Delusion.
You're afraid.
Why does that show that?
I've read it. See, I
Have
look
you
at
read the book?
I look at
Have
both
you read the
sides.
Bible cover to cover?
Of course I have. I even have it on.
Cover to cover.
I'm going to give you. Of course. What do you guys think? Why would I be an atheist and leave Christianity? I'm going to give you guys a gift. You don't have to read the Bible. How about you can download it free in MP3? I'll give it to you. Go here when you get a chance. Don't go now. And click entire Bible on audio. And
Dude, we don't want to go to your website.
well, you're here now. But I'm not going to listen, guys. You got to get off your lazy butts. Get off your lazy butts and read the Bible. I'm not going to burp you guys.
Shock,
I'm not going to breastfeed you guys.